to another episode of
Cállate la boca.
I'm your host, Sandra.
And I'm Nene.
And we're super excited to do another episode for you guys. We're on like our fourth episode in English. Let us know down below if you guys like the English version, the Spanish version, or what
let
you
us
guys
know
liking.
what you like.
And to do that, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you guys get notified every time we upload a new podcast.
Keep up
with us because we get better and better. We have some videos coming up for you guys that are interesting, and we, as more videos that we do, we want to bring more people.
Yes.
Get different stories, but we're just getting started, so we're warming up.
Ándale,
and to warm up, Nylet,
the truth or shot, right? So today we're actually going to do a different bottle if I decide to take the shot. This is Michoacan. Shout out to Sandy's and her man's Chino for bringing this back to me. She said, when I got here, she said, te traje una botella de mazapán. And I'm like, oh, she brought me a whole ass bottle.
Yes.
Mírala. So I definitely will try it, but we'll see if I take the shot. Pero es de Acan, Dios Maya de licor, crema de mazapán.
Yes.
So we're going to try it.
We're going to see.
We're going to see. Okay.
Let's give you a spicy question.
Yes.
You decide if you take it or not.
Okay.
And the question goes a little bit like this.
A ver. Drum roll.
Drum roll, please.
A ver.
Why did things end with your last ex?
Oh, that's a really good question. And for that, I will take a shot because my story today will actually be in regards to kind of the chisme and the story of kind of what I went through.
Okay, with your ex?
With my ex. So I will take the shot.
Okay.
I will take the shot. So
cheers.
Okay, a ver. I'll tell you guys how it tastes.
I've never tasted it either.
Oh, mira. Think I'm gonna have to shake it up, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Shake it.
Cause shit, I don't mind drinking that either. I love mazapan. Oh, and if you haven't ordered from her sweets, go check out her page too, because my favorite gelatina is a mazapan.
Yes.
So
I'll leave that right here.
Yeah.
It's called Sweet Junkies Delights, but I'll leave it right here. That way you guys can
go check her out.
Go check it out too. A mazapan gelatin is.
It is 1,000%.
Does it come out?
A ver.
I think because of the little
thing, ¿verdad?
Like, do we have a little something? Let me see. Have a little technicalities. Distracting my leg.
So let us know if you've already tried the Gran Malo. Shout out to some of my friends that already told me that they already tried the Gran Malo and they had good thoughts about it. So if you already tried the Gran Malo, let us know. Shake it.
Seriously? Like, it's on there.
It's on there, yeah.
I think because it was, imported from all the way over there. Sitting for a minute.
Oh.
I think so, yeah. Esta me dolió la mano. It got even worse.
It got
higher.
I guess it doesn't want me to take the shot.
Okay, it's going down. Hold on.
Oh, she found a trick. See.
We just needed some air.
That right there, yeah.
Oh.
It's because it's clogged with like mazapan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm assuming. Pero yeah, ahí viene.
Ooh. Good job. So since she's not answering, because she's going to answer the whole podcast today, she's going to take it. Let us know how it is. I've never tried this one either. So what do you think?
Oh my gosh.
Good?
Bomb. Bish. This is freaking delicious.
If you guys are from Michoacan, you know somebody from Michoacan, tell them to.
Oh my God. I think I'm just obsessed with mazapan. Mazapan is my shit.
Alcohol. In general.
I mean, so, oh yeah, that was freaking bomb. So talking about bomb.
Not us advertising.
Not advertising another freaking bottle. But let's get into the juicy story that I have for today.
Talking about bomb.
Talking about bomb story. Hi, va. So, I was dating this guy for 4 years. 4 years. In the beginning of the relationship, so a little backstory of how we met. It was at a bar. Don't mean people at the bar. Learned that lesson
You
for
haven't
sure.
learned that from Usher?
Wait, what
that
does he
song?
say?
What did that song go?
You need a beat?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh. She don't even know it.
Got me nervous. But Usher has a song where it says like, no love in the club.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So yeah, don't go. It ain't
red
it.
flags already.
It ain't.
Nyla. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
So I met him at the club, well, the bar. I already knew of him, so and it wasn't a good reputation. So that was another red flag.
Comment down below how many red flags this girl had before she finally realized.
Right?
4 years later.
Oh, not even it. So right off the bat, when I met him, he was definitely honest with me. He said, "Hey, I have a child, and this is who I am. Take it or leave it." And I was obviously like, "Thank you for your honesty, but I am not doing that." And it wasn't that I didn't find him attractive. It was just also that, like, the whole child thing to me, it was a brand new thing. So I was like, man, like, I don't think I could see myself being in a relationship with someone who has a kid. But he did not give up. He tried very hard. He eventually convinced me that it would be okay, everything would be fine. And he was open about, that relationship with the mother of the child. Which at that point I also didn't ask too many questions because I was brand new to it. I didn't know what to expect, and we were taking things slow too. So I was just kind of like, okay, like, cool, sure, taking it one thing at a time.
For context, sorry.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started?
Great question. I was 23. Let's say 23.
Okay.
I was 23, and he was older, so he was 2 years older than me. So he was 26, around there, 24, 25,
25,
yeah,
26?
26, yeah.
Okay.
And his child was at the time 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she still didn't talk. She wasn't, being able to kind of do things on her own. So obviously the mother had to be involved. And it was also very recent. They had just ended the relationship a year prior when I met him.
Wow.
So they were already, done for a whole year. So my thoughts also were like, okay, well, that relationship is over. I didn't care much about it. Again, never been in a situation like that. So I was just kind of like, well, you're telling me the information. Cool. I don't know what else to ask. Like, I was just like, all right, we're going to go with the flow. So then moving forward, months into the relationship, actually, we were like 6 months in. Things were great. We actually moved in together.
How many months?
6 months in.
Damn.
Yeah, we moved in together. Few months later, he actually proposed.
So Jesus. Wait.
Yeah.
What made you move on so fast? What happened?
It was really good. Like, the way we got along, it was really good. We had a good friendship relationship that we were both able to kind of distinguish both and when it was the appropriate time to do so.
Okay.
So it felt like a best friend. Like, I've already knew him for years. It was just that was my take on it.
Okay.
When I was in that relationship, that was my take on it. Like, I just thought that we had great chemistry. We got along very well. I got along like this with his family, vice versa. And we always had a good time too, like when we would go out. So all of that was great. So I was just like, all right, let's do it.
It's
F
just
it.
very natural, very
Very
easy.
natural. Very
Okay.
natural. I didn't feel like I was forcing it. And we were just in a good place. So I want to say a year later into the relationship is when I started being a little bit more involved as far as the life of the child. So I would obviously do some pickups, some drop-offs, and I actually introduced myself to the mother of the child.
With by yourself or with him being
He was present,
okay.
but I just stepped up and I was like, this is me, this is who I am. And I actually reached out too via text, like, hey, like, just wanted to give you a heads up. Like, this is me. I'm going to be involved. I wanted to take the initiative to build that relationship because, again, I was brand new to it and he wasn't doing it. And maybe, yeah, I stepped a little bit on like
But
toes.
you maybe wanted to be like respectful. You're looking
Exactly.
at it a different
Oh,
aspect too,
yeah.
because I'm thinking I would have done the same
100%.
thing too if I was in your
Yeah,
shoes.
100%. I wasn't coming off like rude or strong or with an attitude. Like, no, it was
Yeah,
never
you
that.
were open
I was
to the
open.
whole concept.
Yes.
Okay.
And, her response was also very straight to the point. Like she said, as long as you treat my child good, I have no problem. So I was like, perfect, this is great.
Mm-hmm.
So as time went by, like I would notice jealousy on her part.
Oh, she wasn't over it?
She wasn't over it. No,
Oh.
no, no.
Let me take a sip for her.
She was definitely not over it. She would also bring in a lot of the why are you acting like this? And why didn't you do the same actions when we were in a relationship
Oh, so she was
together?
bringing back history.
So she was bringing back history, things that were nothing to do with her time. And on top of that, she was also in a relationship
Oh.
with somebody else.
Oh. Red flag from
So
her behalf. On her
I'm
behalf.
sure her man did not know the things she was saying behind closed doors in text messages to her baby daddy.
Ooh.
While she in a whole relationship.
Is she
So
is she a toxic bee? Is she just a
mm,
bee? What can we say about her?
toxic, toxic, toxic. She would make herself seem like, oh no, I'm super cool. Like, oh, it's all good.
Super coquette, and she was just like a fake
Fake,
snake.
fake, 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 fake. I was able to see it right through.
Damn.
But I ignored it. I didn't want any problems. I also didn't want him to not have a relationship with his daughter because that's what she would use. She would, if she was mad, if she was not okay with me being around, then she would be like, oh, well, you can't have her this weekend, or oh, we have plans, or X, Y, and Z, like all these excuses. So we wouldn't have the child during that time. And if we did, she would want to know where we're going, who's going, and I also couldn't be with her by myself.
She
And
tripping.
that's because she was nosy. She wanted to know everything. And this is where some problems happened because he wasn't putting boundaries. He wasn't putting her in her spot. So then I started realizing little red flags too, like why isn't he like stepping up? Why isn't he backing me up?
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't he like telling her, "Hey, like that's none of your business. Um if we're doing this, it's for my child only and my child only. N- You don't need to know how I am. You don't need to know where I'm at. You don't need to know anything about my personal
That's
life.
not in your
That's
time.
not in your time."
Yeah.
But no, she didn't get the memo. She would just continue to
Did
do
he
that.
ever bother to tell her though, or he never did?
I think at some moments he did because we actually had some encounters where he would show me like, look, this is how she's responding.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, girl, we just saw you literally a minute ago.
And you were
And
fine.
you're already texting him like, oh, like I was gonna tell you something, but I estaba tu vieja and all
Oh,
this stuff.
damn.
Vieja meaning basically like
Like a
your
bish.
your bish.
Uh-huh.
So ya después, te digo, like she was just constantly always messaging inappropriate stuff that there was no need to. And it also got to the point where I started noticing that he was acting a little weird too. Like, he seemed interested and he seemed like he was taking her side a lot, and a lot of the excuses were oh well, I have to do what she says or else.
Oh my God.
Or else. And it just kept getting old. But I was very patient throughout the process. Again, I was
Boy,
new to
bye.
it, yes. However, I just didn't see it like that. And by that time, we're already like 3 years deep.
Oh wow.
3 years deep. And it was on and off where I would see it as being an issue. I
Like it'd
think
be good and then it get worse.
yes. Yeah, back and forth.
Okay.
I think once we got to our 4th year, that's when it was bad, because it was just constantly there was messages being deleted. There was conversations that were possibly like inappropriate.
Oh.
And I had already that feeling, like, you just when you have that feeling and you know, like, you just know. And I remember,
like your gut instinct.
yes, my gut instinct. And I remember telling a couple people, like, I can bet you money that if we were ever to break up, he's going to go back to her. I was so sure of that. And I even had that conversation with him too. Like, I know for a fact that you would go back to her. And he was a shit talker. He would talk shit about her. So I was like, in a way, kind of like, okay, well, he really doesn't see her in that way, because of so much shit he was talking. So then it got to the point where, again, it was just like her reactions, her just comments that she would make about me and why he had proposed to me and all this other stuff that, she should have been the person to
Nosy as
yep, everything,
Damn.
everything. So
She had too much time on her hands.
a
then,
lot, a
because
lot.
wait, where was her relationship this whole time?
I have no idea. I just know that she was in a relationship. She was still in a relationship. And once it got to that 4th year of us just constantly having the same arguments over this individual, which, I didn't need to have them. I didn't care for it. I was just kind of like, well, you need to pick now. I know the reason why we're in the situation, why we're having these problems. Therefore, you need to make up your mind and decide what you want to do. Because I'm over the shit. I was constantly being told that I was a toxica, that I was toxic, because of what I was seeing, what I was
Like you were exaggerating or something?
that I was exaggerating, when in reality, it was actually what was going on. So we ended up breaking up. He actually did not tell me the reason exactly why, but he just basically said, we don't want the same future goals. And I respected that. I said, okay, like, if that's what.
So he broke up with you.
He broke up with me.
So after all this crap, he broke up with you.
He broke up with me.
And the excuse was
that our future goals didn't align.
What the heck?
And I said, that's bullshit. Like, no, I know the reason why you're breaking up with me. And that reason is because you still have feelings for this person. Whether you want to admit it or not, that's on you.
You're still
but
stuck in your past.
Yes, you're still stuck in your past. And so he was just like, nah, blah, blah, blah. And we ended up breaking up. I want to say August, like maybe 3 months after our breakup.
How did you take your breakup? Were you like relieved? Were you actually bummed out? Because it's 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. Exactly. We were living together. I was engaged. We had.
Did you guys break up the engagement anytime prior to the breakup or no?
We didn't, but we never planned anything either because COVID happened too. And then just so many things that happened in life that we just kept pushing it. But we didn't. And honestly, the last time around that we actually broke up, because prior to that, we had also taken a break and kind of decided what we wanted to do. So the first time that we had that break, I was devastated. I was really hurt. I wasn't really taking that breakup well. I really did actually think like, no, like this isn't what we were supposed to do, type of thing. Like I do want the relationship to work out.
Mhm.
So the second time that he broke up with me, I was actually okay. It did hurt, obviously, because I knew the reasons why. And then just so much time that I put into that relationship, especially because we were both adults.
Yeah.
And I had said yes to the commitment, thinking we're going to get married. This is my future. This is what it's going to look like. And that's what was hurtful.
Yeah.
But being able to move on with life, it was very easy for me because I already saw it coming, one, and two, months, like not even years, months. And we're talking about like 2 to 3 months. He's already back with her, or he's already
Wait.
initiating a relationship with the
Months
baby
after you
mama.
Whoa, wait. So
Yep.
months after you guys broke up,
Months.
he went back to the baby
He went
mama?
back to the baby mama.
Jesus Christ. So he had already made up his mind?
Yeah.
Damn.
Without, obviously, he didn't tell me
Uh-huh.
that
Before breaking up with you, he already
before.
made up his mind.
Yeah,
Damn.
absolutely.
So that was the excuse.
So that was the excuse. And I knew for a fact that was the reason why. And I still stand by it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And, when I did find out, I was like, damn. So I was right.
Yeah, like he just proved you right.
He just proved me right. Who's the crazy one? Like, no.
Yeah.
And I never intruded his relationship. I never, I left it alone, like as people should when
Yeah.
a relationship is over. Let it be. Let the individual live their life. Because if I really wanted to be that bitch, that girl, I could have
Yeah.
intruded in
Yeah.
his
You
life,
should have. Fuck
ruined
that
his
girl.
life, and all this other
You
stuff.
should have.
But I was like, nah, girl, you can have him.
Yeah.
He's all yours. Te
That
lo doy
is
con
true.
moño.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because realistically, it's like if you don't know what you want, dude, like what are you gonna give her? But I mean, to her,
Exactly.
like if you guys broke up and then you see him in a relationship, why would you want him back?
Exactly.
Why don't you just let him be happy and find his own shit,
especially
and you do
because
you?
yeah, and then especially because I mean, supposedly, apparently, she was painting this picture that she was also happy.
Yeah. Or two, like, what about the daughter? Like,
Yeah,
you gotta look for your happiness for your future of
for
your kids, not so much for you.
for you.
Like you also matter, but your kids, like, you can't be going back and forth too. Because I
Right,
mean,
confusing.
because you're saying that they went back. So what?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, the little girl's older,
Right.
so she's probably like, "What is going on?"
Right. Yeah, and right, because by that time she was already talking. She already knew what was going on. She was already in school, so she knows, And I think again, a couple months later, beginning of a new year, they're already living together. So again, that was within months. I think 3 months passed and they were living together, and I was like, "What?" Like, that's so crazy to me, like
did you know that as it was happening, or did you find out later and
No, I
you
found
just
out later. I found out later through, like, mutual friends and just people who knew both parties. That's how I found out. And again, like, I wasn't looking for it. It would just come to me like,
Yeah.
"Oh, guess what? Da, da, da," and I'd be like, "What?"
Oh,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you just added up the
I
timeline to
just
like, that's
yes,
crazy. This fast.
yes,
So he moves
exactly.
on fast,
He moved
and
on very
she
fast.
just wanted what you had.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
crazy.
funny because, it didn't work out. Why? Because you ain't me.
Yeah,
You're not me, so
you tell her, sister. If you're watching this,
Hey.
dude, I'm not even gonna say, but
Yeah,
all the
and
things I
so
could want to tell you.
that's what people don't understand, like, if someone's not giving you something, that's because it's not
That's
there,
not
and
for
if
you.
it's not for you,
You
and
don't deserve it.
yeah, and if somebody else, like, you already know this individual, because that's how your relationship was, it doesn't mean that that person is the same way with another person.
Yeah.
Like, you are not the same. So obviously results are not going to be the same.
Yeah.
And
You get
so
what you put in too.
exactly. Yes. So I already knew too, like in my feelings, like, and my gut feeling, like, it's not going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work out. And yeah, sure enough, it didn't work out. But everything that I had, like, doubts, skeptical about, what I was crazy about, what I was like toxic about, they were true.
So
And that
they
was
just proved you right.
he just proved me right.
Everything.
Everything.
Everything that you told him, like this, his, I don't like this, that.
Yep.
He just went on and said,
Yep.
here you go on a silver platter. You were right.
You're right.
Damn.
That's all he needed to say. But
Yeah.
up until this date, like, I have a lot of love for him. We're super cool. There's no bad blood.
Yeah.
I think
He's just matured.
I'm just mature, yeah, and I went through that experience, and it taught me a lot. It taught me what I want and what I don't want, what I'm looking for. And I could have been like super petty about it and still being hurt, but nah. And I think it's for the same reason, because I put so much effort into that relationship. I didn't give up. I was patient, and I tried to also be um I tried to change the way that I was, because at some point they do make you believe that you are crazy,
Yeah.
that you are toxic, that you're X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, like you're doubting yourself.
You're doubting
Yeah.
yourself. So that's exactly what I did. I would doubt myself. So then I would change, or I would try to do something different. But my results were the same. So I was like, it was definitely a blessing in disguise that he actually broke up with me, because who knows if I would have ended the relationship.
Yeah.
I guess maybe not right there and then, but possibly more years could have passed by, and
just a waste of time.
Just a waste of
because
time.
there would have been stuff you deal with. So now going back a little bit, backtracking. Now that you're this couple years older and you've matured and you see the bigger picture now, and obviously you can go back and see the history and everything like that.
Yes.
And it sounds like you guys are cool, no drama. It's
No
just
drama.
it is what it is.
Right.
And it's left at that.
Yeah.
What would you tell your older, like your younger Nyla? Like,
oh, that's a good question. I would have definitely told her to end the relationship as soon as that one red flag came in.
okay. So not even get into the relationship.
Not even get into the relationship.
Not even go to that bar that night.
No.
Yeah.
No. And that experience too with somebody a partner who has a child, it takes a lot. It takes so
a lot of
much,
effort,
a
more
lot
than
of
just a
effort.
relationship.
Yes. And that's something that I don't ever see myself going through again. And it sucks because there is good people out there who do have kids, but that experience was just not
It's a deal breaker for
It was
you.
a deal breaker. Unless, like, I'm sorry to say this, but unless the baby mama is dead.
Okay. Yeah. Didn't expect that.
Then I would do it
Well,
again.
I feel like now, as more couples are starting to break apart and having to co-parent, I feel like now it's starting to get easier that they see other people co-parent, that it can be possible.
That's
will
true.
say though, I myself will I'm already in a whole relationship, so this is just speaking from like my point of view, which I'm not in. But if I ever had this concept going on, I would never date a guy with kids, because unless you don't have kids and both of you guys have that in common, it is very hard to get used to, because you're never going to be first. And as a single woman, or as a single person not bringing in that extra responsibility, you always deserve to be put first. You're never second option. And I think that's one thing both women and men need to do. I think it's harder for women though, because when a male has a daughter, like a kid, and you don't have kids as a woman, it's harder because a woman's more emotional and thinks a little bit more detail on a lot of aspects. So it does affect a lot more. Where males just take it as in, like, they don't have to literally sit there and grow the kid up or discipline. You know, they can help. They can be like a male figure for this child, but they don't got to do what a mother has to do.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, I would say that if you, as a woman, don't have kids, don't settle with anyone that
Whether
has
has
kids,
kids.
because you, now that you already been through that, for one, and two, you not bringing in that extra luggage to the
Right.
relationship, you don't need to be put
Put
second
into
option.
that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the baby mama. And the thing is, I got a friend told me, she's like, you'll never be first option if there's a baby mama involved or a child. Like, it'll be that baby mama, the child, and then you. And I'm like, oh hell no. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. I'm good.
It's
And
true.
luckily, I did find somebody who doesn't have kids,
Kid.
and we're able to grow together that way.
Right.
But it's hard because
It
90% of everybody
is.
has kids nowadays.
I know, and that's the crazy part.
Hmm.
That now that's the norm.
Yeah.
People are having kids
Left and right
and
with all the relationships.
yeah,
So not only do you have one baby mama or two baby daddies or whatever, you have multiple people to deal with, and a lot of these people
right.
are very immature, especially when they do see a good
Immature.
relation. Immature.
Yes.
When they do see a good relationship, they just want to break it apart because
Exactly.
they didn't get that, or
Yeah.
they
Or
don't
they're
have
not
that.
happy either.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like they don't care to fuck people up, and it's
Right.
not right either.
Exactly.
But
Like
I
let it
mean,
die. That was you already did that. You
yeah,
didn't do it once. You didn't do it twice. Girl, you did it 3 times. So
damn, yeah,
what new was gonna change?
yeah.
So for sure. Definitely. So that was my story as of how my last relationship ended. It was a whole ass baby mama drama, kids involved. Um I definitely being though, what I will take also is that the experience of having a child involved, that was very heartwarming to me, and the way that it impacted the child's life was also very eye-opening,
Mm-hmm.
because she saw me as like someone she really loved and liked to be around. So that was really awesome to
That's good.
see. Yeah.
That's good that you weren't like a negative impact to the
Yeah, no,
kids,
no, 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 no. I totally like understood that part of like keep the child separate from
the relationship.
her lame ass mom.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it
Yeah.
was.
True.
So yeah, that was my story, true story. But I'm sorry, no kids. I
Yeah.
only do no kids. If you have kids, no, bye bye.
Yeah. Yeah. No, literally though, for real, because
Yeah,
it's a lot of
it's
shit,
a
and
lot.
unless you know how to put boundaries too,
Exactly.
you're not having a great chance with somebody because I
Yeah.
mean, shit, you need to put the baby mama in her place and not always let
Yes.
her do whatever she wants, because then
Correct.
men, I don't know, I just think that they don't really think that they
Yeah.
got a hold of them like that, and they really do. Like,
They do.
and it all gets tested when you're finally in a relationship and you're
Mhm.
happy and you're moving forward and you
Right.
get a career, better job, whatever.
Right.
That baby mama's always fucking shut up. And same,
Always.
for females too. Like, some
Yeah.
baby daddies just don't know how to let go, and
That's
they're like,
true.
oh, if you ain't for me, you ain't for nobody. Like, get
That's
the
true.
out of
Yeah.
here, like,
Exactly.
bro.
Yeah, definitely both
Yeah.
baby daddies, baby mamas, whatever, both. There's always that one person who's toxic, is not matured yet, or hasn't gotten over the shit.
Yeah. What would
So,
you do? Did I already ask you? What would you do different? No, I asked you, what would
no.
you tell your
Yeah.
younger self? What would
W-
you do different?
if I were to ever ever consider
Ever.
ever consider dating someone who does have a child, I would need a lot of
Mm-hmm.
reinsurance. And that reinsurance would have to be constant too. So they got to take it or leave it. So that would be something that I would do differently. But as in like the relationship, is that what you're asking?
Well, just the whole concept, like,
The whole
like,
concept.
because you're saying you probably don't want to try to be with anybody with kids,
Correct.
which is, understandable
Yeah.
for sure, being that it was pretty rough. And two, like, you would tell your younger self, like, I would just not probably try to go into that relationship because you took on a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, relationship wise, your maturity wise, like,
Mhm.
what would you have done different? Do you think that anything you did affected the way he felt in order for him to fall back into the manipulation of the baby mama? Or do you think, yeah?
Probably. Probably. I'm obviously since everything was brand new to me, I think maybe at some point there was something that I did that made him be close as in his feelings, which I think he did mention it to me once that it was hard for him to open up with me because I wouldn't understand where he was coming from.
Mhm.
So, but I didn't get further details. And again, to me, I felt like I was being that person of like, you can be open with me, you can tell me the truth. Um, but I think it's when I started seeing the same cycle over and over and over again was when I was fed up. I was done. And that's where I didn't have the openness, or I didn't have the how would you say, like, I wouldn't have
The understanding
the
anymore.
understanding anymore. Exactly. I didn't understand him anymore because I'm like, no, dude,
Like I
this is
giving
a
you
constant,
multiple,
yes,
yeah.
multiple opportunities, and it's a constant cycle that I keep seeing.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. So at this point, it was more he took it as an excuse
Mm-hmm.
more than actually trying to.
Trying.
Also, like figure out your guys' relationship. Like he
Correct.
went the easy way out.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
So that was 4 years of my life, but they weren't all bad.
I mean,
Like
it sounds like you guys got along really well. It could have been a
yeah,
very successful relationship too
exactly.
if you would have known how to also take
Yes,
initiative of certain situations or
absolutely.
decisions. Um, I don't
Absolutely.
doubt that. I mean, I guess in a way, I don't know, but maybe he was also learning too. And
True.
men are kind of like slow.
Oh, yeah.
So they
Yeah.
do mature way later than a woman does.
That's
You know,
true.
once a woman, once you get the point, that's it. There's no
Yeah.
going back. Like you learn
Right.
from that and you get better and better and you
Yes.
get like more experience.
Experience,
You
1,000%.
value yourself a lot more and it
1,000%.
teaches you what you want and don't want. But
Mhm.
men just want to stay in this comfort zone.
Right.
So, a lot of men, not every single
Right.
man, but
Right.
when it comes to that, yeah, they go the easy way out
Yep.
always. And then they think, oh, I'll be back. And it's like,
Yes.
nah,
Yeah.
you won't.
Yeah.
Like, it's never the same.
Right.
It's never the same.
No, it's not. It's
But
not.
we do hope you do find somebody who's like
Yes.
super solid
Yeah,
because
definitely.
we're putting that into existence. You know,
Yes.
everybody in the comment
Throwing it
section.
out in the manifestation
Yeah,
world.
put if you have a well,
Find a man 2024.
yes, hashtag
Hashtag, yeah.
hashtag Team
For
Line
sure.
Lit this time for
But
sure.
yeah, no, definitely no rush.
But I have a form down below for a date.
Yeah, no rush. I think being in a relationship for so
Yeah,
many years, you do need a break
yeah,
and you do need to figure out a lot of things, which I
and live
have.
your life too.
Oh
Like
yeah,
enjoy yourself, and you know,
definitely, definitely.
are you doing that right now? Like you feel like you're in your era of like I'm enjoying myself, I'm
Yes.
doing me,
A
I'm
thousand
chilling.
percent. Yes.
Yeah,
Chilling. I do what I want to do. I don't gotta go run it by anybody. I don't need to spend quality time with like on the weekly
yeah,
basis.
I get
So
it.
all of that has been amazing, and sometimes it can be a little scary because I will eventually somewhat get used to that of like being okay with being alone.
Mm-hmm.
Then when someone comes in, it's like you gotta be over here. You gotta be on top of me in order for me to be okay and even give you an opportunity. But I'm not
I feel like when the
harsh.
time comes, you'll
Yeah,
figure it out
I'll
and it'll
figure it
be
out.
very natural to you too. Because you'll be like, oh, you
Exactly.
know what? This actually seems a little different.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like your judgment is pretty fair. So I
Yes.
think you'll be fine.
And
I
I'm
don't
easy
think,
to get along with
yeah,
too. So it's just the effort. I got to see
yeah,
that effort because,
yeah,
yeah, I've had zero effort and they just want everything. It's like,
yeah,
nah, nah.
yeah. That's definitely true.
Right.
What is one thing you're proud of from yourself from that 23-year-old Naylet till right now?
Ooh, I am really proud of how I handled every situation that I was put through in the way that I was mature to not go out my way and text or call or confront the baby mama of her errors,
Mm-hmm.
and be that bitch of like, why are you texting my man, why are you doing
Yeah,
this,
like you
why are you
didn't
doing
go
that.
down to her low level.
I didn't go
Yeah.
to her level.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people, and I know I have a lot of friends that unfortunately they've gotten to that level of having to be separated, of having to be in a discussion with the baby mama because they're just throwing shade. They're just
it just doesn't get anywhere. Like,
right.
You never get your point across because
Nope.
somebody else thinks hella different and
right.
Everybody wants to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I definitely give myself that applaud of being mature about those situations
that's really good.
and not exploding and because I can have a temper. I do have a temper at times.
Mhm.
And
We don't want to see that.
yeah, no. And so I handled that pretty well. And even in like certain situations of like when I knew that I was wrong, it took me a while to notice that I did something wrong, but then I would admit it and make a change about it.
Oh, okay.
So definitely that. And it's helped me now, like, just be more patient. I'm already patient, but just even more because I don't want to feel like I'm in a rush anymore. I'm taking things super slow with everything. That's where my patience comes in. I'm like, okay, this is what's going on. All right, let me evaluate. Let me see what's going on. Then I'll make a decision.
Yeah.
Versus before, it was like boom, boom, boom. Like, all right, yeah, cool. It's going well. All right, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
So a lot that teaches you.
You would have been a whole señora now.
I would have been a whole señora. With
married,
married,
stepkids.
toda la cosa.
Damn.
No, I'm here, happy,
chilling. And you have your career. You have
I
your
have
own
my
place.
career. I have
whole
my
independent
place, so
bitch.
independent.
Yeah.
So
the guy that comes your way.
INDEPENDET.
You know what I
That
mean.
means. So yeah, I estuvo. That was my story.
Very good story.
Of
Very
the
interesting.
baby mama drama. Don't be that person, please. If you're in a situation where you have a kid, you're not with the mother of the child, do not be that toxic person. Let it go.
Karma.
You already karma. You already had your opportunity. You already know what this person is. Whatever happened. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Move on.
It's out of your life for a reason.
Yes.
Like, move forward. Keep
Things
doing better for yourself.
For a reason. Yes. Okay. So with that being said,
comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell notifications to make sure you guys get every single episode up on here. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for sure because we see a lot of the views going and not the subscriptions. So we want you guys to subscribe. We're working really hard to make juicy content for you guys.
Yes.
And exposing ourselves. We got some interesting videos coming up in the next, couple of weeks and stuff. I interviewed my cousin, which was on the last video in Spanish.
Yes.
And I will be posting after this video on next Monday my biological dad's video. So that one's also in Spanish. So you guys will get to see that. And we're exposing ourselves because we're chismosas. We have chisme. We want you guys to tell us your chisme.
Yes.
And I mean, we're just having fun. But we do want to see where this channel goes and we want to entertain you guys.
Absolutely.
And for now, we're exposing ourselves. We're exposing every other little story we got. And we just want to make it fun.
Yeah, and also let us know if there's a specific topic that you think would be interesting.
Comment down below.
That would be cool too.
Yeah, and then follow us on our Instagram, which is what Nailet.
Follow us. Cállate la Boca Podcast 01 on the Insta.
We'll leave it down here too. And don't forget, down below we have the submission form for you guys to type in your stories, let us know what's up, and we can tell it on here. Comment our opinion. Well, tell everyone the opinion.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okie dokie. So see you guys on another episode. Bye.
Bye.